start over this way. Hello, friends. Welcome in. We are in an event today. It's actually day 1 of 3 days because there were so many presenters, which is actually really cool. So if you have not followed, please do so. Go back and see. So hi there, Miss Mary. Trying to find myself and get myself everywhere where I need to be. Thank you, Jen from She's Crafting USA. I appreciate the invite. Hey, hello there, Pumpkin. How are you? It's so nice to see you. How are you doing? Alright, so I am actually the last presenter for day 1. And it's all about bunnies in spring today. Hello, Miss Jennifer. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and for the invite. And why can I not find myself? There I am. So thank you so much. Thank you for getting me sent out. I really appreciate there. Hello there, little sister Chalks. There have been so many new presenters to me that I've started following, which was really cool. And I actually really like that. So yay. I'm a bit of a silent watcher, so forgive me if I don't interact a whole lot, but it was a pleasure to be able to see everybody's awesome creations today. And stay tuned because tomorrow and Sunday there will be creators all day long as well. Because we actually, Miss Jenna had to add on Friday because there were so many of us who wanted to participate. So it was really cool. And I'm glad I was able to be part of it. Alright, so bunnies. I have a bunny. And I have some paper. Because if you guys have ever hung out with me any little amount of time, I am a paper lover. I love anything paper and all of the things. And we are going to be repurposing a bunny from it was from the dollar store, but I got it, I think, at some point somewhere. I got it at a one of our local thrift stores because it had the sticker here. So obviously I'm not really, you know, gonna be using the bunny as is like this. So I am gonna take this bow off because we'll probably end up repurposing the bow. So I'm taking the bow off. I don't make bows, so this is actually pretty cool that there's a bow that's already made. Hello there, White's Creative. Welcome in. Hello there, Patty Wood. Thank you so much for popping in. So I'm just turning it around, and I'm going to be using this side of it. And because I am going to be decoupaging, I'll go ahead and I'm going to take and remove the string. And we'll save that because we'll use it again. So I have 2 papers which I really love. And I love anything with a script on it. So that I have that one. And then I love this pattern. Look at how cute and adorable this is. It's like a damask, but in a pastel color. And I think for the springtime, it is just adorable. So we are actually going to have to piece our ears because this is a 12 by 12 and it's not long enough. So we're going to start by doing the bulk of the base. I'm not going to glue too close up here so that then I can use some of the leftover over that way as well. So let's get started. I hope everybody has been able to enjoy their Friday, that you've been able to catch some of the lives today. It was nice to see old faces and new faces today. Like I said, there was several faces were new to me. And that is always fun. I'm just using regular school glue, guys, okay? That is what I use. And nothing special, just Elmer school glue. Like what we would get our kids or what we would use when we were in school, that's all. And I am going to be drying this, okay? Good evening, Chandra. How are you, friend? It is 71 degrees in Northern California. Oh my word. Yeah, no, we're still having to sport our coats and long sleeves and things of that nature over here in Georgia. It's still kind of cold. So I have used brushes many times to spread my paint, but I want to tell you that fingers work just as well. And it's only school glue. I don't know about you guys, but I remember putting school glue on the palm of my hand, letting it dry, and then you would try to take it off so that you could see, you know, your prints and stuff. Did anybody else do that in school? Or was that just something weird that I did? So, but yeah, that is so nice that you have that nice weather. You did it too, Miss Mary? Okay, good. So I'm not the only one that did it. I'm glad. And then all you gotta do is just rub and you get all of that off. Believe me, it's less headache than trying to dry your... You used to do that too, Miss Patty? Yeah, it is a lot easier than trying to clean those brushes. Because I have ruined a few like that. So, thank you again for being here. Please make sure that you guys read the description. There is a form for you to fill out. And that way you can get entered into a giveaway. It rains here in North Nevada. Really? Well, I'm so glad that at least today it decided to stop raining. Because it was raining and messing with me pretty bad. So I'm just drying my glue up, and especially when you're using thinner items like tissue paper, silicone brushes are good. They are good. I messed mine up by using it with my Fabri-Tac and then not cleaning it fast enough, because that's rubber glue. Or PVC glue, and yeah, that didn't work out too well. And I haven't seen any more at the dollar store lately, so I was like, okay, we'll just go old school, like when I was in school. So I am trying to line this up. Now, if I didn't dry it 100%, okay, if I would have dried it 100%, moving would not be an issue, which is one of the reasons why you do the dry method. But I can pretty much get it on there the way I want it, and then we can use a piece of parchment paper and we're going to iron it. If you don't have a little mini heat press or a little mini iron and you only have your large iron from home, then make sure that you have no water in it, that it is on a cotton setting, no steam, because you will mess up your paper if you do steam. And this was a little heavier scrapbook paper, So being able to pick it up and move it around again was not difficult. If it would have been a napkin or tissue paper, the moment I put it down, if I tried to pick it up, I would have ripped it. So definitely want to make sure that it is fully dry before you're putting something delicate like that down onto your gluey surface. Alright, so just to make things a little easier, we are going to give ourselves a bit of a rough cut, just so we get some of this paper out of the way. Hello there, how are you? It is so nice to meet you, dear. I said, lots of new faces, and I love that. I get to meet so many new people. I get to get inspired by others. You know, that's the whole reason why or at least I know for sure that's why I do it. I want to inspire others, and I want others to be inspired by me, and I hope to be inspired by others. So, okay. Now that I've cut and trimmed down like the bulk of it, now we can sand it. If the sound disturbs you, you can mute it for a bit, because I know some people don't like it. Yay! Thank you. I appreciate that. And most people just call me T, because saying my name Tamara is sometimes gets confusing, or they're just afraid to mispronounce it. So it started with my students just calling me Miss T, and so pretty much all my friends now call me T. So even the parents of my students call me Miss T. They don't call me Miss Owen. which is fun. So please feel free to call me that, as we are all now friends and part of the Crafty community together. Now, I know that in the description of everybody's videos today was that form, but if you are just now hopping on to the Bunnies and Spring event with me, and I'm the first person you're watching, then please make sure that you go and sign up, because, hey, who doesn't like the chance at winning something, right? Now, I personally like to do this part. To me, the sanding is, I don't know, there's something so satisfying about it. Now, don't get me wrong. On a day where I have a migraine going, I probably won't do that. Well, I probably won't even be in my craft room, because those things normally knock me down. And this has actually been the first day in a while that I have not woke up with a lingering migraine. So it's a good day. It's a good day for it to be a good day. It's the start of the weekend, which is wonderful, right? So look at how cute that looks. I really like that. Now let's work on these ears, okay? So there's two things I want to do to the ears. I do want the base to be the same as the body, because most bunnies, right, their fur goes all around. So we are going to take our leftover and we're going to do our best to incorporate it. But I also want to do the inside of the ear with the word part. So we will be doing that as well. So we're going to be doing a little tracing here. Because we gotta do jigsaw puzzle for a little bit. Okay? So we have to, out of this extra. Oh, I just so this is these are 6x6 little pieces of parchment that I get pre-cut from the Dollar Tree. I just bought a pack. They had actually a larger size, so I grabbed those. But I'm still using this one. There was 100 sheets, and I still have a good bit of that box left. And I more than likely tend to work with smaller items, so this works for me. But you can get any size parchment you want. So, okay, 5.5 by 5.5, not 6x6. But this is the one that I get, and it opens up, it stays in my drawer, and I mean, look at that. I still have so much to use. But I like the small size. You know, I'm not having to cut a big old piece of paper and then trying to juggle it on my desk. Especially when I'm working with like maybe little tags or little pieces of chipboard or anything. And all I do is just move it around with my iron and I'm fine. So that's what I use. But I've used the big ones too. I just found those to be so convenient. So that's what I use. Because this bunny is 14 inches tall. She's 14 inches tall. Alright, so I am going to need my pencil. Yeah, of course. I can do that. And like I said, I saw recently when I was at the Dollar Tree, the same brand, they have some that are a little bit longer. So you can definitely screenshot that and go look for them. They're already pre-cut for you, which makes it really fun because it's already pre-cut. Okay, so I'm going to trace my ear from the base. And remember, this part we did not glue it down. So I'm just going to trace my ear. That's one ear. I'm going to trim it up. So yeah, those are, like I said, very convenient. I like that they're already pre-cut. I saw that they have a little bit of a larger size, which is nice because maybe you do want to have that larger size. So this is from the base. I'm cutting a little bit extra so I can tuck it under here, okay? And cut this one. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to end up sanding it. So no worries on that end. It doesn't have to be a perfect cutting job. Because, you know, sometimes when I'm fussy cutting, sometimes I think that my teachers got it wrong. And I didn't pass cutting in preschool because I kind of suck at it. So... Alright, let's see if we can fit it on this other piece here. Ooh, that might be a bit of a tight spill. We'll just go over on this side then. Again, we're gonna start and we're just gonna trace. Down to the base. and then we'll cut again. I know that there's some of y'all who love to fussy cut, and my hats go down to you. Me and fussy cutting are not the biggest of friends, and it's hard because as a junk journaler, there's a lot of stuff you're supposed to fussy cut. So we have some issues sometimes with that. Alright, so here are my 2 ears. So we're going to try and get them glued on. And what is that, sweetie? Because I'm not sure what that is. Okay. So now comes the decision if I should put them on top. Actually, I kind of like the idea of putting them on top. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, we're going to put them on top. So that means that we need to trim some of this. Oh, really? Luana, that's a nice name. It's very different. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. See, I've heard of Luna before, but never Luana. That's a really pretty name. I have to tell my daughter. She might end up thinking that that'll be a name for our next cat. Her cat is Luna. We have a Luna, a Miri, a Mama, a Stormy, Kit Kat, Wick, Toby, well, Mr. Toby, because he's the old man, so cut him a little bit of slack sometimes. I like your name, little sister Chalks. It's a pretty name. It's very unique. That is really cool. I like unique names. I think it's really cool when our parents give us unique names. I tried to be as simple as possible because I was always kind of bullied for my name, so I didn't want my kids to go through that. So I get complaints that I gave them very regular names or very boring names, I think is how it was worded, because they were very common names. I'm like, well, I'm sorry for wanting y'all not to be bullied. But see, then I have a friend who has, her name is Latipo, and I think it's so cool. Perfect. You can thank your dad for it. He came up with it. Yeah, my dad was who named me too. He named me Tamara, and then proceeded to call me Tammy based off of the movies. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you just call me Tammy then? So, to my dad, my mother, and my brother, I'm still Tammy. Everybody else calls me by my given name. And then my friends just call me T. Y'all remember those movies? I couldn't tell you how many times I watched Tammy and The Bachelor. But then again, my parents could never decide on how to properly write Tammy. My mother writes it one way and my father writes it another way. There's a reason why those two divorced. They couldn't make up their mind on anything. Couldn't come together for diddly. Yes, the old Tammy. Yes, Tammy, which is how my father spells it. My mother decides to spell it Tami. I don't know. Like I said, those two always had to argue about something. Technically, for that matter, they still argue anytime they're in each other's presence. It's ridiculous. So I do have some flowers that I want to make a flower crown for this bunny. I think it's gonna look really, really cute if we do that. So yeah. So do you remember those old movies? Ironically, I grew up watching them. Because, oh, she was my namesake. I'm like, no, my name is Tamara. You called me that. You named me that. That's what it says on my birth certificate. I call you Tammy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Make up your mind. So y'all got any plans for this weekend? Anybody planning to watch the Super Bowl? No, my daughter was just asking me about it because my son and his roommate, they're big football watchers. Neither of the teams that made it, which I can't even remember which ones it is, but neither of them, neither of their teams made it, but they still do the whole, you know, kind of like a tailgate party, but at home. So, you have two friends named Tammy. One spells it Tammy. The other one spell Tammie. They get really upset about it. Yeah, my brother married a Tammy that spelled it Tammie. She was a Tammy Louise. Yeah. Talk about that was awkward. I'm like, dude, why'd you have to go marry somebody, you know, got the same name you call me? That's just weird. But yeah, people do get upset about their names being spelled wrong. That's why, I mean, if there's one thing I learned when I came to the States was people were not going to pronounce it the way I was used to hearing it, so it is what it is. So, I don't get upset. I'm like, I know you're talking to me. It's fine. And then people be like, no, but I really want to know how to say it properly and pronounce it. And I'm like, okay, Tamara. And then they're like, oh, I can't roll my R's. I'm like, so then why did you ask me? I'm like, I knew you would not be able to, so let's just... So, for those who are new to me, I moved to the States back in 2007. 2007. With my ex-husband, the father of my kiddos. I have 3 kids and a bonus child from my current husband. It's his son from his first marriage. Alright, there we go. Yay! So, I don't understand the whole football thing because I didn't grow up around it. I grew up around soccer. I grew up around football. So, I can understand that game, but I can't understand the American football. My oldest son was the jock of the family. He did every sport imaginable. Also injured himself. And not able to continue playing because of it, and he chose also not to, even though he could have gone back on his senior year. But the doctors were very clear that if he injured himself again, that it might cause permanent damage. So he was like, I'm not gonna take that risk. And I'm like, thank you for not doing that to me. Alright, so I need to, oh, I got glitter on this. I need to trace something that is going to be the insides of my ears. So again, I'm going to get our pencil out. And I am going to give myself a template of what the ears look like. And then I'm just going to give myself the inside. I'll put this down over here. And we're going to freehand this one so that we can get those inside. And then we'll do the same over here, giving us about an inch away from the edge. Something like that. Now, I'm no artiste, okay? That would be my middle son. He's the sketch artist of the family. We actually were hoping he would go to art school, but he decided to join the Navy. He's currently stationed over in Japan. But he still does some of his drawings and stuff, which is really good. He actually, while he was going through his trainings, both in basic and to be a medic, they have to like design their shirts. No problems. They have they had to design the shirts for their like for like their battalion, their group, and his sketches won both occasions. So his art has been published, pretty much. His art was actually already published in a homeschool textbook. Some of his work was used. So that's why I was kind of hoping he'd go to art school. But life had other plans. I'm just grateful that he is doing something that he wants to do. He's actually enjoying it. So that's a good thing. It's hard though, having him so far away. You know, when I told him find a job that, you know, you can travel the world, I didn't think he was gonna go military with it, but okay. He found something that would take him around the world, all right. So I'm just cutting the insides of what are gonna be for my ears. So we sketch them out. Well, we trace the ears and then we sketch the inner part of the ear. And so now I have those pieces. See if I got them on the right sides. I hope so. Alright, now I'm gonna use a tool, but if you can also use your scissors opened up like this. Just be very careful and use the blade. But I'm gonna use a little tool to scuff up the edges here, because I mean, it's a bunny. He's supposed to be fuzzy and furry and all the fun things, right? So I'm going to scuff my paper up so that we can kind of get that same effect, you know, that we would have if we would have used like a fabric or something of that nature, you know, instead of it being flat with paper. So I'm just scuffing it up on the sides here. I'm going to do the same with the other side. And then we're going to ink this. We're going to ink it up so that we can give it some dimensions. You know, there's so many wonderful, talented ladies that can paint, and that is not a talent that I have. I mean, I can paint, I just can't paint, you know what I mean? Like, I can paint a ceramic figure, or I can paint a surface, but like paint a design on it? No. I do not have that talent. But we have some amazing ladies in this community that can do things like that. And so they can make paint look like it's fuzzy. and I find that so awe-struckening. I don't know how else you would say it, but okay. Now, because I am going vintage, I am going to use my vintage photo. It is one of my favorite colors. And we are going to come here where we fuzzed our paper. Or we fuzzed it, distressed it, whatever you want to call it. And again, this is going to be the inner layer of the ear. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know it's pretty late and stuff, so I thank you so much for being here, because especially if you're on the East Coast, I know it's way past some bedtime. Especially if you have little ones or have busy work days. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. And again, I do hope that you guys will also try to go and see some of the other presenters that were on today. Alright, I'm going to do the edges as well. Yeah, Pacific, nah, not that late. But on the eastern coast, I know that for some it, you know, 9:40 is late. 9:40 is kind of early for me. But yo, lately I have been struggling with being so tired. It has been really, really bad. So I'm probably gonna have to get my iron checked again. I'm thinking it's starting to go low again. Because that's normally what happens. It's normally my telltale. Hello there, Miss Tina. Welcome in, friend. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it. We are in the Bunnies and Springtime event today, hosted by Miss Jennifer from She's Crafty USA. And my name is Tamara with Crafty Fox Creations by Tamara. And I am just using some of my distressing oxide here to distress the edges of this bunny and the paper that we have adhered. Okay, then we have our little insides of the ears. We're going to add these in, and then we're going to also add a little bit of some florals to give her like a floral crown. do this side. And again, this is just regular old school glue, okay? Nothing special. You can use collage mediums, you can use Mod Podge. I just like the Elmer school glue because I can use it for my decoupaging. You can use it to put to do crackles, just, you know, lots of things with it. And also it's water based, so it's non-toxic, so that's always a good thing. Not like I'm about to eat my project, you know, I'm just, it's a good thing. I do have one other little element that I want to add. We'll probably end up adding those. Hey, Anton. Getting ready for work?
Nope.
Not yet? Oh, that's right, you don't. So we have these ones, and I have these pastel ones, which are really cute as well. And those ones. So I think those are the ones we're going to use. And for this, we are going to end up using my glue gun. So we're just going to cut these apart so we can start putting them around the ears. I like the color of this one. This one's got a these flowers have a very pretty color to them. Very spring, for sure. So we're gonna do, we'll do 3 of the larger ones. These are from Michael's. The Recollections, they're from Michael's. Michael's had them in their wood section. And I was like, ooh, I can add that to stuff. So, yeah, check your Michael's out. Because that's where I found mine. And then let's get a few of these smaller ones so we can kind of fill in. Yeah, of course. I think glasses, just, you know, when you add them to like a little animal, it just makes the animal look so much cuter. At least that's what I think. Aw, thank you, Luana. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Alright, so I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. And so we're gonna do one of the big ones on each end and in the middle, so that, you know, it kind of gives us that, you know, evenness. And then we're gonna put a small one, and then another small one, and then another small one. Yeah, I think that looks really cute, doesn't it? I think that's gonna look really cute. So then the question is gonna be, what color should we do the glasses? So let me open this up and get my little glasses out. So we got the little glasses What color do you think we should do the glasses? Do you think maybe like a gold? I think a gold might look really cute on that. Or should we do like a pink? What do you guys think? A gold or a pink? I just think that there's enough pink there. We really don't need to do any more pink. You guys like the idea of doing the gold? I kind of like the idea of doing gold. Give her a little glam. So I have yellow gold right here that I've been using to paint some frames. Yeah, the gold would look good, Pumpkin. Okay. I'm so glad that you can comment again, my friend. That is just awesome because that was so frustrating last weekend. Is you not being able to comment. That was like so super frustrating. Gold is always good. Yes, gold always adds a little bit of glam to things, doesn't it, Miss Melissa? You know, I'm not big on like the bling or something, but I'll add a little gold. We'll add some gold in here. Make her looking all classy. She already all classy using this very Baroque style pattern. I've been doing some research lately on the Baroque period and Marie Antoinette and the French Revolution and stuff, and ooh, that was definitely something. Opulence at its finest. I know you love bling. I've seen it. Yeah. I know you love the bling. Because I've seen that, so. And it's cute. You know, when I see other people use the bling and everything, I'm like, oh my god, that is so cute. But I don't know. I'm not. Like, I like it when I see somebody else use it, but not myself. It's just not my thing. Just doesn't strike me. You know? Hee, that is so cute. Okay. Let's get these glued down first of all. Hubby's got a nice long weekend thanks to the Super Bowl. So that'll be nice. The glasses. Aren't they just the cutest? Yeah, I think they're adorable. Yes, I do. Let's turn that so that I can add my glues. And here we go. Okay. Push this little piece down again so that I can get, oh, I'm gonna need another glue stick. And we'll put this one down here. This is gonna look so cute. Watch my daughter decide that this is another door hanger that's gonna be for her room. She always does that. There's certain ones that I can tell she'll be like, that's going on my door. She's so funny sometimes. Alright, come here because I'm not trying to burn myself. Ah, glue strings. One thing I do not like. It is. It can be. It can be somebody's arch nemesis. That is for certain. 'Cause it has been the thing that will make more than one crafter cry. That is for sure. And then this one, we'll just tuck it like that over there. And we'll put it over this way. Thank you so much, Miss Jennifer, for hosting this event and for having me. I'm so happy that I was able to be a part of this month's event. So she hosts her event once a month, and I was so excited to be able to be part of it. It's usually the first weekend, and like I said, it's normally Saturdays and Sundays, but this month there were so many people that wanted to join in that she ended up adding the third day, and so that's how I was able to get in, and I'm so grateful that I was able to be part of today's event. But please come back, because tomorrow and Sunday, so you know, if you don't want to be doing the whole pre-game watching stuff, you can come watch Crafters. Come enjoy some creativity, some spring inspiration. And I'm just using the wood glue from the Dollar Tree. I love this stuff. It works really good. It's usually what I work with anything where I'm working with wood. And we're just gonna put it, oh my god, look at how cute that is. Super adorable. I love it. Now, I love something that is called glossy accents. And once this has all dried, then I will come back and I will add the glossy accents to the inside of these little glass cavities. And it's going to give it this glossy epoxy feel. I'm trying to see if I have a piece around here to show y'all what I'm talking about. I hope that didn't dry out, because that was wide open. Do I not have any pieces around me? I guess not. I guess I don't have any pieces around me. So, but yeah, it leaves a really pretty glossy effect. Ah, here we go. Here's a piece. And it almost looks like epoxy, but it's clear. and it's called Glossy Accents. So I'll be adding that on here once this has completely dried, because you know the wood glue, it will take it a little bit to dry. So I'll leave it overnight. I'll fill it in with the Glossy Accents and then let it dry again overnight, and it will be nice and ready. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys like this idea. It is simple, but we took a Dollar Tree you know, thrift find and turned it into something really cute with things that I already had. That's one of my biggest things for this year, is to, you know, go through everything. You can't wait to see that. It's really cool. I use it on a lot of projects. So, but yeah. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate you guys having me. Again, I was the last presenter for today, but make sure that you come back. In the description of this video, down here, up there somewhere. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But there is a form for you to fill out to get into a giveaway, so make sure that you guys do that. And I think the giveaway will be presented either Sunday night or Monday. I guess it'll depend on how late it ends and how Miss Jennifer will be feeling. So thank you again for being here. I love meeting new friends, and hopefully you'll come back and see me. And like I said, once this does fully cure and I put the Glossy Accents on, let it fully cure, then I will take a picture so you guys can see what that will look like. So thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys soon.